Everybody, welcome back with the Purplatypus' name, and welcome to another Sword of Convallaria video. Today, I'm going to be showing you my free-to-play team for Weaponry Trial 3 Level 50. I'm sure people are able to clear higher than 50 right now, 55, 60, but I am keeping myself to free-to-play units right now, so the damage is going to be a little bit lower than if you're using some like higher meta units. But this is the team I'm using. We are going to go take a look at each of them. I think I can look at them all inside of the battle as well. I'm going to give a special shout out here to the pikemen, but let's go ahead and get in there, and I'll show you, kind of give you an idea of what the fight is like. So, we could read the abilities here of the enemy. There's nothing that says we have to use ranged characters. You can see I'm using a lot of ranged characters. I have 2 dedicated archers. What are you doing, buddy? Come on. All right, let me look around. You're cheating right now. You're cheating. You're a piece of crap. There we go. There we go. All right. So there's nothing that says we have to use range attacks, right? There's one of the guys that you have to use range attacks, when you have to use melee. This one, you could use anything. However, you are going to want to go a little heavier into the range attacks because he's summoning these things around, and you want your characters to be able to either attack the boss if they don't have these around, or kill these without having to, like, if he spawns up here, like, you might be able to attack it. If you spawn here, you might be able to attack it while still being in a position where you can fight the boss. However, I am using a first unit on the team here, Crimson Falcon. Very powerful free-to-play unit. If you have coal, use coal, be honest. But if you don't have coal, Crimson Falcon is probably the single best seeker for this specific fight. There's other seekers that are good at other things, but we're not trying to dodge. We're just trying to assassinate the shit out of some stuff. And she is very good at that because she can also move afterwards. She has jump, which is powerful, and she does extra damage from hitting from behind. Great at getting around and doing a bunch of damage and just killing shit fast, which is all we really want. So her main goal here is going to be, she is going to just run around. The equipment is not really important. I'm just using my highest level equipment, right? When I'm doing these videos, I'm not assuming you have legendary equipment. I'm just putting my highest I'm putting my highest stat sticks on my characters to help me do more damage. So her job is basically going to be to go around and try to kill these and move around and just get them, right? Because he spawns one up here. It's like really annoying to get to, even for a ranged character. So it's nice to have one seeker that can move like 5 to 7 tiles, depending on your march command, and really knock these down in one hit. That's pretty much her job. Now, Ballista here, we're going to get to the pikeman last. The Ballista here is basically just a pretty good damage dealer. If you have better archers, feel free to use better archers. I don't think he's like insane. However, he is pretty good in a dedicated physical damage team, which is all going to be physical damage. Because he does have shield break, which is relevant in this boss fight. He does get a shield like every 3rd turn. This will let you basically just shatter it. And your do -2 physical defense, 40% physical defense on the enemy for 3 turns. This just keeps a pretty high damage output up. Pairs well with Angel, who will end up giving you guys, like, coincidentally, by giving people level 1 attribute buffs, she'll just end up giving you like attack up and crit up and shit. And so you lowering their defense is just a really good debuff in this kind of team. However, you could probably use like Nungall or something and get a better overall damage output, even if, because his damage output is good, but it's not like crazy percents, anything like that. This powerful shot falls off pretty fast, and then this can only be used 1 every 4 turns. So you're going to end up doing normal attacks a reasonable amount. But again, still, it's a very strong character, no doubt about it. Second damage dealer is our actual primary damage dealer. Now you're going to notice the attack is actually lower. One, because they're not as high of a star level, I don't think. I'm not sure. But their overall attack is lower. But I am having them do with the aura that gives everyone a crit. But really, they really start popping off when you get 3 buffs on them, right? If you have no debuffs and you have buffs, you're getting a bonus 15% attack, 30% defense. You're also getting 25% more damage. And you just have a stronger attack and knockback shot that you could use every single turn, essentially. And the reaction. If you actually get healed, which you're going to, because Angel is here to give him 3 buffs. So remember, when he gets the 3 buffs, when Angel heals him, he's guaranteed to get the 9% attack passive, 25% additional damage, 15% bonus attack, and damage up 2, which is another 20% damage. And, like, he has just 135% damage. So he ends up doing quite a bit more damage than pretty much any other archer in the game that I use. I'm sure some legends can beat him in that regard. So keep that in mind. Very powerful, but you need to actually get him healed. Now, Angel is here simple, just to be a healer, right? I mean, that's what she does. She's here to be a buffer and a healer. She enables Divine Grace incredibly well. She helps Ballista and stuff be a little bit stronger, but really she's here to keep everyone alive. I do highly recommend Flagellant, as if she ever takes a point of damage, she gets 2 energy per turn, which lets you always use Light of Healing every single turn, which is really good. It dispels, which isn't super relevant here, but again, it's an AoE 3 buffs on your whole team or everyone that you hit with this. Very powerful. I do have Sanction here. I don't think I need it. I might use it in this fight, but it is very good. But she's mostly here to be a healer, and most people know what Angel's for at this point, but she can get some attacks in every now and then. Now, the gimmick of this boss, the reason why we bring our secret weapon here, is he gets... You need to kill these stones, right? Every time he has a stone, he could take, like, up to 45% less damage if he has 3 stones, which is not that many. So he's getting a huge damage reduction if you have stones. His abilities are like, will spawn a bunch of stones, and then he'll end up doing like extra damage based on the number of stones that he has in combat. But and when you kill his stones, he's going to get a little bit of damage on him, but also he's going to be gaining a stacking magic attack buff that will keep getting stronger and stronger throughout the fight unless you dispel it. Now, being able to dispel attacks on enemies is surprisingly rare outside of like certain things. It's like, it's not unique, but like a lot of the ability to dispel is things like this, is like Sanction on your healer, which is not ideal. You don't want her to be using this, you want her to be healing. But if we go to the common category, we go to Outlaw Pikeman, we have one of my favorite abilities in the game, and it's on a common unit. Single target attack deals 120% damage. Before attacking, you dispel 2 buffs on the target, and you inflict vulnerable 1. So, I mean, he actually has pretty good damage. I mean, I know it'll fall off later, but he actually has a lot of different things in his kit that increases damage. But really here, 120% damage is good, but it also removes those, it dispels those buffs. So you don't want to use it every turn because you want to be able to maintain it, but vulnerable 1 is also legit. So he currently has his passives off, but Angel will cure that in a second here. Besides this this is the reason we're using them, right? This is insane, but it's not the only reason we're using them, of course. When attacking an injured enemy, increase physical attack by 30%. This is an enemy. Injured is the biggest section of the health bar, right? That's 60% compared to everything else, basically, right? So if we take a look at the health bar, it's like above 30 is healthy, or above, is it 75? It's above 70 is healthy, and below 30 is dying, right? And so the range in the middle is like the biggest by a little bit. I'm pretty sure it's the biggest. So it's a pretty good thing. Like if you're targeting someone that's injured, that's a lot of physical attack. That's fucking huge. Besides that, when he gets hit, inflicts vulnerable 2, a little redundant with the vulnerable 1, but vulnerable 2 is better. So I do like that. He does also get 20% passive attack, and it decreases his defensive stats, but I honestly don't care at all. This isn't maybe the best ability on him, but I do like it. The other one here, it helps you lower the enemy's attack. However, he already has weakening attack. So you have a 50% chance when you attack to do attack down 2. So this guy alone, not only is he getting a 30% physical, and dispelling the buffs, he's also applying vulnerable 2. He's also lowering their attack, and he's doing like pretty decent damage with 120%. It's fine. It's okay damage, right? That's not the main reason you're bringing him, but absolutely a secret weapon for this fight if you need to be able to dispel the boss. And guess what? You do. If you just try to destroy the things and tank, it's going to get too high. Once you kill 4 or 5 of them and he's doing 20% more damage, he's just going to start one-shotting shit. And then if you try to leave the things up, not only do they attack you, his attacks get stronger as well. So it's like a lose-lose. You need to be able to dispel the buffs on this guy. And I honestly have found him to be one of the most effective, especially when I'm trying to do mostly physical damage. So let's go over the fight here. He's going to run up. He's going to start doing his attack, right? I don't even think I'm using March Command. I think I might have just forgot to use it. But your job here is to basically go around, kill those, run around, trying to position them. Now I'm like, oh yeah, March Command. I should use that. Ballista, boom. Ballista is very strong in this fight. I would like to get the hit on there, but it's okay. Also, if you have the Devil Tarot, this is one of the best fights in the game to use it. So we're getting the heal on him, so he's good. But most importantly, even more importantly, I think, is we're getting the juice on Divine Grace, which is what I care about. But yeah, so even then, like, imagine that if that was even like 8% stronger, that probably, like, because it gives him 8%, not more damage, but like more stats. So his stats are already really high. So he dispelled, he's already there. Now, this is a turn where if you use an urgent order, a strategy here is if you use an urgent order, you don't need to dispel this turn. You could break all 3 of these and then dispel before he can go his next turn. That way, that would be a smarter way of doing that, is use urgent order to make him go right before him so you can ensure that he has no attack buff. But exactly, right? So now we're in range of the boss while we can also kill the ads. So we don't need to go having melee units go run around and chasing them, right? So this is perfect. Now, I was nervous about Angel dying here, but... Oh, I did urgent order. I'm so smart. But I shouldn't have used his juice when I did that, right? That would have been better not to. But he does get to go. He does get the hits for 2,000, right? That's not bad at all, bro. Here's that shield I was talking about that happens on turn 3. This is perfect. So this is like a perfect situation, right? We got the character designed to go around there, and we also have the character designed to break shields. He ironically didn't break it, but he did so much damage that he broke it in essentially one hit, almost. And then he went through and just did straight face damage. And now I would say the fight is under control now. He's not summoning that many things, and we get to now have this character do their job. Actually, I think I have Ballista come back, but we basically get to just start piling in as much damage as possible, and we're getting Devil, right? The Devil's going up, going up, going up, going up. Absolutely use Devil if you can. And Angel's going to keep doing the exact same thing Angel always does. She got hit early in the fight, which was really good for us, and now she just gets to heal everyone all the time. Never has to stop. And again, like, there is a stat thing here. Like, if your stats are a little bit too low, you'll die to some of these attacks. But that's why you got to be a little careful. But I don't think I could have reached over there, so we just had Ballista go instead, which is great, right? Like, you have someone to support. Cole is so good for this fight, though, if you have Cole. Urgent Order doing the same thing here. Just, like, this guy is, like, low-key the whole reason this team's alive right now. I mean, so is Angel, right? But Angel's obvious. The dispelling effect isn't as obvious, but, like, nope, look at that. That was nothing. Grow up. Get a new job, bro. We're out of boss. We don't need any more bosses, all right? Or rather, we do need some bosses, and you're not it. Doing your job. And every time you kill those, you are doing some of the damage to them as well, right? So, but I think I decided I'm just going to tank him down. I don't think he could survive here. Boom. So you just kind of keep control of the combat, keep him from scaling, keep your units. He's not, as long as he's not scaling up, you can essentially indefinitely keep the fight going, right? Because he doesn't get more and more strength and complex as the fight goes on. He actually gets, you know, once you have a handle on it, boom, you're good. Anyway, that's how I cleared that game, that round, totally free to play. I mean, you know, my account is a paying account, but these are all free to play units. Outlaw Pikeman has been a really, really powerful unit. And I mean, he has a lot of, you don't need to go all in on the damage. You could even go more in on the damage if you want. Like, you don't need to lower his defense to give him just 20% attack because he already has low base attack. But honestly, he could do a pretty good little amount of damage while also debuffing enemies a decent amount. But really, I'm telling you, having that dispel plus vulnerable on just a fucking poke that he could use all the time on bosses, it's so good. I mean, he's not making it to a lot of stages outside of the stage, I'll be honest. But this is what it's all about. Finding the right puzzle piece for the right puzzle. You know, it's like, hey, here's a fight with mechanics. How do you beat it? Suddenly, this guy fits fucking perfectly into that fight. Absolutely badass unit that I really am happy is in the game, because now I get to use him and I get to show him off. Anyway, that's all for today, guys. Thank you very much. Purplatypus is Purplatypus. I'll see you on the flip-flops. Bye! Platypus on the rise, watch the views.